Welcome to Hollywoodland22. That's right, I'm back. And I'm here to answer your questions. I am here to answer your questions. I'm a question answerer. That's what I am. Decided to come on a little bit later tonight. Yes, I'm going to stop playing games and get myself a tripod. I had a tripod. I had two. And they broke. And why is that, Ashley? Because we spent, what, $5 on them? It's a retail store called Five Below. And how much were those? Were they under $5? $5 and they broke like that? I want a refund. I don't care if it's $5. You see, there may be people that remember $2.80 for minimum wage, but I remember $3.35 for minimum wage. And that's a whole hour. It was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure that was 1983 or 1984. I can't remember. 1983? Yeah, 1983, something like that. $3.35 an hour to work in a restaurant. I remember that. I would have to work about an hour and 45 minutes to earn the $5 it would take to buy that tripod if the wages were still the same. Can you imagine that? Working for $3.35 an hour? Yeah, but you could get an apartment. Let's see, I was 17. I remember when I got my first apartment, I was 18 years old. I remember the rent was, $450 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. And that was in a fairly decent neighborhood in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, in the suburbs. I remember that. Do you guys remember those kind of rents? Anybody that old? Some of you are. So where's everybody from? Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Well, if you ever just washed your hair and it's just like really dry, I don't use conditioner in my hair. I've decided not to for the rest of my life. Andrew, hi. How are you doing? Welcome into Hollywoodland 22. Hollywoodland 22, one word. Yeah, that's my channel name. Eyes on Gathero. Dash-O. Who? Good. How about you? I'm doing pretty good today. Hi there. Welcome in. I thought I might pop on. You know, I'm about to expand this. You know, we talk about a lot of subjects on this channel. Subjects that you want to talk about. As long as they don't get me bananaed. You know what time it is. Sometimes when I get a little bit thirsty, I just reach for a bottle of Powerade Zero. Powerade Zero. It's cool. It's refreshing. And it makes me feel like a real winner. A winner. A winner, I says. Yeah. Oh, yeah, a winner. Winning. That's right, winning. That's what winners do. Winners win. Bolton Trosclair said, hi. Sterling 8007. Really? You think it's creepy? What's creepy? Chewing gum? Extra gum. The smoking cigarettes alternative. You stop smoking cigarettes and you start chewing gum, especially extra gum. See, extra. You can read backwards, can't you? Extra by Wrigley's. When you start chewing gum and stop smoking cigarettes, you know what happens? Within about 2 weeks, you start breathing better at night and you get better sleep. I stopped smoking 5 years ago. I decided I wanted to live. You know, I talked to a doctor about vaping. You know how bad vaping is for you? Ask your doctor. Ask a pulmonologist what the inside of somebody's lungs look like that has been vaping for more than a year. You don't even want to know, but I would not vape if I were you. I don't give out medical advice, but I would strongly suggest not vaping and not smoking cigarettes. I gave up drinking about almost 19 years ago, drinking alcohol. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I stopped drinking alcohol on La Cienega Boulevard in Pico. Well, just south of Pico on La Cienega in Los Angeles, California, in a Cockroach Motel. Yeah. Yeah, I decided to live a little longer. That was back in 2007. August the 8th, August the 7th of 2007, yeah. Yeah, we're coming up on 19 years with no alcohol. I'm still here. Let's see. Let's see who's in here. We got some interesting people in here. William Munzie, 8310 says, "What's up, Kurt Russell?" That's funny. Wow, a lot of people are talking here. That was crazy as fuck. That's right, it is. Daddy, chill. No, bro. No more ads. Foss Labs. Mrs. S. Tuts. My grandma's dead. Sorry to hear that. My condolences. At Foss Labs. Feels like that one scene in Wayne's World. Yeah, it is kind of like that. I fashioned it over that. After that. Similar. Oh, yeah, I stopped smoking weed like 3 months ago after smoking since 2012. I feel much better. You do? Well, I'm glad you do. I'm glad that you do. I stopped the, substances and alcohol and stuff. I stopped it all back in 2007, that summer. I just got tired of it. I was getting to an age where it wasn't like really any fun anymore. If you answer my question, I will sub. Is that the deal? No, you don't have to sub. I would like you to like and subscribe. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Hollywoodland22. We're trying to get to, my goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers. Do you think you can get me there? I bet you can. You know why? Because you're a driver. You're a winner. Things are going to change for you. I can feel it. Alex Kelly, hello, hi, welcome in. I mean, I miss getting high, but Hermos Mora 9687, waking up in the middle of the night covered in blood and you have no idea what happened. Wow, that sounds like a serious medical condition. You might want to do something about that. What's up, Kurt Russell? I mean, we were rolling blunts every day. The trumpet. I was dabbing. You were tripping. You were messing up at work and couldn't breathe right. Well, you don't want to not breathe right. No more ads. I'm here, Gafelia, 52. Sorry, I'm going to have to advertise things all the time. Dude, I love your hair. Haley Carell. Dude, I love your hair. I really like it. Thank you. I love my hair too. I like it on top of my head. I'm glad I have hair. I had uncles and grandfathers and stuff that were all bald, so I'm happy I have hair. Foxy Goated 7, hi, welcome back. Hello. It's me again. Seth. 9872 Cliff. Smokey's Choice. Foxy Goated. It's me. Alexis Tutson. How are you doing today? I'm doing just fine. I thought I would come on and have you guys ask me all kinds of questions. I do this once a day. It's kind of like therapy for me. You ask me questions, I answer to the best of my ability, as long as the questions will not get me bananaed off of YouTube. No, I do not know him. My father saw him in concert. Rod Stewart. At KCOW 264 at New Gayal. Charlie Sheen, no. The haircut's similar, but I'm not him. I'm Randy. I catch you sometimes. Yeah, Jesus loves you. That bot FN, thank you. And you know what? Jesus loves you too. Alexis Tutson texts, you look like you should be in movies. Really? You could be in Breaking Bad. Are they having like a revival of that? I wonder what character I would play. Smeggle Anderson Sachs. There's a leg in my window and it's really chilly in here. I want the leg removed. Weird. That bot FN, you made my day. Thank you. I'm subbing. Thank you. Thank you for subbing. Thank you all for hitting the like and subscribe button. It's easy, it's free, and it's fun too. It's no cost to you to sub. Well, you're not bald, so you would have to be a secondary. New Guile. Are you in the States? Yes, I am in the United States of America. I was born in the United States of America, and I've lived here ever since. I have been to Canada. I have been to Mexico. Went to Canada back in the 90s. I visited Mexico in 1979, 1980 and 81 as a child, and to Ciudad Juarez. And I have been to Tijuana, Mexico, and the Playas and Rosarito Beach. I've been there several times when I lived in Los Angeles. And then I stopped going there in 2006 because it got dangerous. Neo Chaze, you're on MetaQuest? Hello, I have no idea what I'm watching, but it's 0230 in London. So it is what VitViz. Oh, it is what it is. You are watching Hollywoodland22, lovely lamb lunch. Lovely lamb lunch. That's a really unique and thoughtful channel name. Yes, I am from the United States. Ashley, are you from the United States?
Yes, I am.
Really? What state are you from?
California.
You're from where?
California.
You're from Los Angeles, California. Okay. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the United States of America. Figure that out. Google it. My sister and my brother have been to London. Probably about 15 years ago. Maybe longer. Are you a professor? No. I've been to university, though. I attended university for a little while. I never got my bachelor's. I just went on to work at a young age. I said this on 202 streams now. I'll do anything for a shout out. Pat Diener, 4843. At Pat Diener, 4843. Check that channel out. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, I've been through there. I've been through there on a Greyhound bus once. Yeah. They got old steel mills that are shut down, but they might be fired up again. Wouldn't that be neat? I wonder what it's like in London right now. I wouldn't mind going to London in the summertime. Adrian Balise said hi. Hi. Smiggle Anderson Sachs. It's 10 degrees in here because I'm unable to remove the leg from my window. I will also use hair as a washcloth. Goodbye. Smeggle Anderson Sachs. Hey, I'm from Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Are you from Western Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania? Are you from the Philadelphia area? Are you from the middle of nowhere up there near Binghamton, New York? There are people that live like in little towns, like on the New York state border. I met them. They're interesting. They live like north of Scranton, like in the middle of nowhere. Lovely lamb lunch. I may have had a glass or two. Oh, really? A glass or two of what? Wine? Cerveza? Tequila? Don Julio tequila? $79 a bottle. People drink a lot of tequila in the United States. It's amazing. They love Mexican liquor. Shizzy Sue, hello, sir. Lovely lamb lunch. Rust Belt. Oh, in the Rust Belt. I've been to a few places. Like I've been just about everywhere in Pennsylvania. Philly. I've been to Chester. I've been to Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, York, Lancaster, Reading. I've been to Scranton. I've been to Wilkes-Barre. I've been to Pittsburgh. I've been to Aliquippa. I've been to Beaver Falls. I've been to Rochester. I've even been to the airport in Pittsburgh that has the People Walker. I've been to where little towns outside of Pittsburgh where they like make apple butter everything. Like apple this and apple that. They have candy apples, apple pie. Pennsylvania Dutch, they're really into apples. What do you think of the new TikTok ownership? I haven't really made a decision on what I think of the new TikTok ownership so far. I do have an old TikTok channel that was going on for maybe 10 months, and then I stopped using TikTok intentionally, and I came over here to YouTube. I have my reasons for stopping TikTok. I kept not knowing if they were going to even exist, so I just stopped messing with it. I do chat and share videos on TikTok. That's all I do. I chat. I watch TikTok channels. I have my favorite TikTok channels, and I do chat on TikTok. And yeah, I no longer live stream on TikTok. And I'm on YouTube just for fun. It's not for profit motive or anything. Not now, at least. Hey, bro, at RSAM_ETH. North Carolina. Just moved here about 2 years and 5 months ago from Los Angeles, California, where I lived for about 30. Well, I lived there for 34 years. I lived in Bellevue, Washington State for about 3.5 years. I've lived in Georgia for about 1.5 years. You know, when you get older, you've lived, some people have lived in a few places. Tug Speedman _0000. Top of the morning to you, lad. Philly hosted Live Aid. Oh, you hosted Live Aid, really? Oh, you mean Philadelphia hosted Live Aid. I remember that. I think that was in let me think. Was that 1985? I think it was in 1985, and I think it was, where did they have that? Did they have that in Veterans Stadium? Or did they have that somewhere else? I can't remember where they had Live Aid. That was such a long time ago. I know that I use Philadelphia brand cream cheese only. I think it tastes better. You've been reading in Reading? Reading's an interesting town. A lot of people that fled, like Reading used to be a certain way, right? With a bunch of factories or whatever they did there. And then all of a sudden, like in the 80s, when like Brooklyn and Newark, New Jersey, and like Queens and some of the Bronx got like really rough back in the 80s, a lot of people fled some of those boroughs, especially the South Bronx and stuff, and they went directly to Reading. I remember that. They went to Reading, and they went to, where else did they go to? I can't remember. Not Lancaster. They went to, yeah, I think they went to Reading, and some people like left the Bronx and they like went to like Allentown or something like that. Do you remember that? Are you old enough to remember that? Did you read The Alchemist? No, I haven't. I've been to Paradise, but I've never been to me. But it's never been to you? Paradise. There is a town called Paradise where most of the Las Vegas Strip is. It's like Las Vegas, and then underneath that's Paradise. And then there's a little town called Winchester that's under Las Vegas. Big South Philly. 215. I need a fresh start. You do? You want a fresh start? It depends on how old you are. If you're over 50, I would say just go to Florida. Just go find some place in some suburb of Orlando and just go live there. Or go to like Clearwater or something. Grandma Gertrude, is that a hair system? A fresh start, big South Philly. I know South Philly like pretty well. Like if you're from Philadelphia, you know that on Front Street at like 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the summertime at night, midnight, that we used to race cars down there. And then on Delaware Avenue, all the four cylinders used to race down there. With all the lights underneath, the way they used to do those guys from West Kensington. We used to race down on Front Street. Do you remember that? I had friends on Christian Street. I like Gino Steaks. I'm not a Pat Steaks dude. Actually, the best cheesesteaks are at that other place up in Germantown. I can't forget. It's been so long, I can't remember what it's called. There's a place, up on Germantown Avenue that's better than either one of them places. They have better cheesesteaks. You look like a guy named John Roth. Really? I wonder who that is. Is this the Transgender Home Tours channel? No, it's not. It's not. Goodbye. More like David Lee. He's an interesting guy. I've seen him on podcasts. I think not too long ago, David Lee Roth was actually singing and performing in Las Vegas. I'm not sure if he is anymore, but you might want to check that out. He's quite an entertainer, that's for sure. And he's a really smart guy, from what I heard on the podcast. Some people are just interesting to listen to. Like even people I've never even heard of. Sometimes I'll just be listening to a podcast and some scientist will come on. I'll be like, wow, that guy is looking at things from a different angle. Robert Redford. No, I wish I had his money. Rest in peace, Robert Redford. Ranking 7T. They. Lovely Lamb Lunch, 1985. Yeah, it was. 84 and 86, Wembley. Okay. Davy L. 6595. Yep, that's right. Phil Collins performed in London and Philly. Took Concorde. Yeah, I kind of remember that now. How old was I? I was like 20 years old. I remember that in 1985. Tug Speedman _0000. Dwight. WTF. Smegel Anderson Sachs. My uncle was able to make his couch turn alive. It didn't end well. The couch became mobile. It started getting very aggressive towards him, and then it destroyed his home and escaped. Wow, that is an amazing story. Lovely Lamb Lunch texts. There's a song on Hotel California, The Last Resort, about a town called Paradise. There is a town called Paradise in Nevada. It's where the Strip is. Paradise. You know something interesting about, I don't know if you ever, I can't remember if it was on the inside. Maybe it was on the inside when you open up the hotel, or the backside. Is it on the backside or if you opened it up? I can't remember. But on the Hotel California record, on the backside or if it opened up, I can't remember, is a picture of the inside courtyard of an apartment complex on Yucca and Wilcox in the Hollywood neighborhood of Los Angeles. It's an apartment complex, but it's in the courtyard of the complex. And those apartments are called the Lido Apartments. They are catty corner from Playboy Liquors. I remember living in an apartment complex for about a year. right down the street from there. I lived down there when I was a real young guy. And then I moved to the San Fernando Valley. Israel or Palestine? In what regard? What, you mean the land? Well, currently the land is referred to as Israel. What were you racing back in the day? Monte Carlo, SS, and I wasn't very fast. Somebody keeps asking me, is Israel or Palestine? Says, hello, Plotman. What do you mean by Israel or Palestine? Israel is a nation, and I recognize the nation of Israel. Oh, we got these guys in here, huh? Well, there's not going to be any anti-Semitism in my channel or chat. You take that somewhere else. Don Henley is down to earth guy. Met him at LAX in '93. Really? Brian 78? Really? Where's he from originally? Is he from Texas? I thought he was. I love his voice. Lovely Lamblot says, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, unless you're talking about that other guy. You can call Place Paradise, Kiss It Goodbye. Great Eagles track. I think I remember that. Milo Sobradovic, 9295. Milo Sobradovic, 9295. Serbia, Russia. Welcome in. Sophia Prol. Hi. Medved Kof. Hi. Wow, there's a lot of people. Baby Stay Hoogly, EKO. Lovely Lamb Runs. The heat is on. Rack to Red Lights music video, Stray Kids. What's that? Okay. Smiggle Anderson sax, Prince Matthew III, Extreme Grease. What's that? I don't know what that is. Okay. Now, those are top messages. We're going to put all messages here just because I'm interested. 33 minutes and 43 seconds, 44, 45, 46 seconds. Thank you for hitting the like and subscribe button. The heat is on, okay? I shall return. 2 minutes. Who's making all that noise in here? What's this? Oh, ooh, it fell apart. Something fell out of it. Now it's screw here. There's one little screw here. Is that all it is? One little screw? What is this? What are you doing? What fun? We're gonna have to get more. We're gonna have to get. What are you doing with this? We're gonna have to get more. I told you I'd be back in 2 minutes. Okay. When are you gonna get your insurance? Like, in how many days? Hi. I told you I'd come back, and I'll be back in 2 more minutes. You got it. What's the date that you get your insurance? On the 5th or 6th. On the 5th? Okay. Oh. No, you already got it. Okay, that means today is what? Today is the 12th, right? So tomorrow's 12th? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. So 2 boxes is how much? 2 boxes is what? That's 24 right there, right? So you have a box. So you have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 extra. I guess that means I can have one. I need all the whole posting. I need one. You have 16 extras. Woo! Woo! Remember me? Hi. King of the Hill reference. Lovely lamb lunch. Laugh out loud. Austrian accent. I'll be back. I'll be back. Narrowest door ever. WTF. Jimmy RHYS. What is that? Do you support PALPATINE? What is that? Palpatine? I don't know what that is. Arcane. Please elaborate. Do you still have feelings for me, brother? Harry Berries. How is the circumcision going, bud? I was circumcised when I was a baby. All babies in the United States were, that I remember. You're fucking gone. Man, you seem like a really interesting guy. Sadly, I have to go. Well, welcome back next time. I'll be here waiting for you, lovely lamb lunch. Thank you very much for coming in. Tita Marie said hi. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome to Hollywoodland22. Joe Balls, what's happening, weatherman? Well, it was nice and warm today, and it's going to be fairly warm tomorrow in Raleigh, North Carolina, United States of America. Let's see. This is fun. Derek Frizzle piped up. Sometimes Welcome in. You guys are beautiful. Thanks for coming in. Gorb's the man. Psalm 9:10. Those who know your name trust in you, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you. I think I remember that. Cowgirl liking the rodeo. Hey, it's the handsome guy again. Thank you for the compliment. I need a little pick-me-up every once in a while. Derek Frizzle, welcome. No, I lived in Hollywood as a young guy. I lived in that area for a couple years, and then I moved to the San Fernando Valley. That's like the northern part of Los Angeles. It was a little bit too transient for me, and I was a young guy too. I was like 22 years old, and I was like, wow, people are coming and going too much. I had to go out to the suburbs. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but I lived in California for about 34 years out of the last 39 years. Yeah. I'm doing well. Thank you. Hell yeah, brother. Right on. Joe Balls. Tita Marie. No, I'm not. I was in sales. Hope you're having a good day, bro. Stod Pros. Thank you for coming in. Prods. Stod Prods. That's an interesting channel name. I'm about to go live on another channel, but keep going. Keep it tough, bro. Thank you very much. And I'm going to check out your channel at Love. On a different channel. Okay. You can send me information about your channel if you want to. Lovely Lamb Lunch. I'll keep in touch. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. And thank you folks for liking and subscribing to Hollywoodland22. Yes, I have a goal of getting to 100,000 subscriptions. Yes, I do. That's my first goal, and it's a big one too. Gorb's the man. Thanks for reading the verse. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is from the Old Testament. I subscribe to both the Old and the New Testament. Cowgirl, king of the rodeo. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up there. Emilio first. No one cares. That's right. You know, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, most people don't care. You'd be surprised. Goodbye, punk ass bitch. Tina Marie from Canada, but watching from Vietnam. Really? From Vietnam. Are you in a small town? Or are you in Saigon? Where in Philly? Did you ever visit the Masonic Lodge? No. Kensington, actually Fishtown. If you know where Fishtown is. I lived in a few places. I lived in Oxford Circle too. Real Lucadon 77. Hi. You remember me? Yes, I do. Thanks for coming in. Leviticus is a bit of a romp, actually. Lovely Lamb Lunch. I'm going to pray for you, Solitude Guardswood. I really am. I wish I was in Vietnam right now. Yeah, I heard that Saigon's kind of an interesting place to be. But that's a conversation for another time. Yeah, I bet it is. Leviticus is a bit of a romp, actually. Yeah, I actually read a lot of the Bible while I was intoxicated, but I did read it. I'm in Ho Chi Minh, aka Saigon. Yeah, Ho Chi Minh City. It's called. Now, you're just visiting. Are you enjoying yourself? I've been to Canada. I've been to Vancouver and Victoria. I used to live in Bellevue, Washington, and outside of Seattle. Marie, come visit me when you come back. Lovely Lamb Lunch says, I was in Ho Chi Minh in 2019. Really? Ritualistic Pancreas. Smiggle Anderson Sax. The song, let me see, who said that? It's one interpretation of the song Hotel California. I've heard on TikTok, I heard a band member say that they actually the reason they called it the Hotel California is because so many people were from somewhere else, and that is kind of true. When, especially in the Hollywood area, just about everybody I met around there was from somewhere else. Although I did meet people that grew up there. Maybe about 10% of the people I met in Hollywood actually were born and raised there. You, Gary Busey, if he laid off the drugs. What's up, dog? Jim Carrey. Yeah, people say that I look like him a little bit. You remind me of Robert Redford. I've heard that too. Stayed at the Rex Hotel. The Rex Hotel, is that in Vietnam? Marie could be my Valentine. Did you hear about? And you're gone. I was in Singapore, then Thailand. Now in Vietnam. Philippines next. I know some people that were born or raised in the Philippines. They live here now.
Oh, the boss.
Thoughts? It's a whole subject I'm not going to talk about. It was horrible. That's a horrible situation, and I don't know anything about it. Okay, definitely got to go. Lovely Lamb Lunch. You have a good stream.
Your surveys, you.
It can be interpreted that way. I don't interpret it that way. I think people read into lyrics way too much. That's just my personal opinion. Oh my God, I'd lose my mind if I was in Thailand. Thailand. Goodbye, lovely lunch lamb. Thanks for subscribing, and you're welcome back anytime. Well, it's about that time, folks. It's about that time. Sometimes I make it a whole hour, and sometimes I don't. But you can always rely on about 35 minutes. This has been fun, and it's been real. And you know what? It's been real fun because you made it that way. You guys are beautiful. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Hollywoodland22. And I will be back tomorrow to answer more of your questions. Bye for now. Stay safe.